Welcome to the Citizen channel and match reports. We look back at today's game, Boxing Day game. Manchester City 6, Leicester City 3. Yeah, 9-goal thriller, they call it. Yeah, interesting game. Yeah, it wasn't thrilling for some of it, was it? not from a City fan's point of view or a Leicester fan's point of view for certain parts of the game. Very, very strange game. Yeah, the City lineup, I got 9 right, which wasn't too bad. I think Ferner was a bit of a surprise, but I believe Rodri's injured, hopefully. He's not too badly injured, but I think based on what we saw for 10 or 15 minutes in that second half, we need Rodri breaking things up in the middle of that part, don't we? Ferner can do it, but yeah, didn't quite succeed in the second half. So the team: Edison, Cancelo, Diaz, Laporte, Zinchenko, Fernandinho, Bernardo, Gundo and KDB, Mahrez and Sterling. Yeah, so the only other real surprise, I suppose, was I think, who did I have down? I think I had I had Jesus, I think, down as playing as well, but not a bad team. The subs: Stefan, Carson, Aki, Jesus, Grealish, Keiki, Foden and Betty and Palmer. Leicester was Schmeichel, Albrighton, Amity, Vestergaard, Thomas, Perez, Tielemans, Dewsbury, Hall, Lookman, Maddison and Iheanacho. Yeah, the old guy coming back and scoring a goal. I did say on my odd show it might be worth having an anytime goal scorer for him, but there you go. Who was in charge? Well, we had Chris Kavanagh in charge, and the VAR we had Mr. Paul Tierney doing the VAR, so he got involved, didn't he? I don't think he did too much wrong today. I thought it was ref quite well overall. Yeah, I thought it was okay. I don't think there were big problems. Leicester had a bit of a whinge, but I'm not too sure why. On to the match report. Yeah, I mean, let's face it, City were brilliant for that first quarter of the game and deservedly led 4-0 within 25 minutes. So it looked as though it could be a cricket score, didn't it? But despite Leicester were okay going forward, actually. City did look sort of fairly in control. Leicester had some half chances, I think. Were a little bit wasteful at times. And I think a great save from Edison and from Maddison as well made sure we kept a clean sheet for that first half. So the goals, 5 minutes was KDB, of course. A Ferner loop ball over the top to KDB, who sort of controlled it, and then got plenty of room, didn't he, to bring it onto his left and side-foot it neatly past Schmeichel. 14 minutes, we had the penalty from Mahrez. I presume I couldn't see too much. I was too busy watching the ball coming across, but I assume Tielemans did sort of pull Rodri down, because obviously there was a bit of complaint about it, but I think once you get sent over to that monitor, he's going to change his mind and give a penalty, isn't he? So there you go. That was dispatched brilliantly by Mahrez into the top corner. I don't know, we'll talk about Sterling in a minute. I don't know where we've learned how to score these penalties just recently, but 2-0, that's 14 minutes. 3-0 on 21 minutes from Gundogan, of course. KDB out to Cancelo, who's low cross. It wasn't really going to a City player, but Schmeichel was a bit poor. He just sort of palmed it out right into the path of Gundogan, who just accepted it and sort of side-footed it home. So I think very poor. I don't think he had the greatest game, Schmeichel, today. I've seen him play a lot better than that, to be honest with you. 25 minutes, another penalty. Sterling goal this time. Gundogan into the box. Trailing leg brings down Sterling, of course. Looked, from what I just had a quick chance to look at the goal highlights, it looked pretty spot-on penalty to me. And of course, I was a bit surprised Mahrez gave it to Sterling to take, but another hit it virtually the same spot as Mahrez did, I think. So that was 4-0. Surely game over. Interesting. Well, it should have been game over, shouldn't it? Let's be honest about it. We started the second half okay. We seemed okay playing it around, but we saw a bit of the old Leicester, didn't we, where they could hit us at pace. They sort of bided the time. I mean, we were sort of joking, me and my lad, at half-time, saying, well, all Brendan Rodgers can say is, look, lads, just treat it as a 0-0. Just, keep control of the ball and let's get a goal and see what happens. And obviously we're just laughing about it, saying that's what Brendan Rodgers would have probably said. I think they went 5-4-1. And... all hell let loose pretty much, didn't it? So let's talk through those goals. Maddison on 55 minutes. Very poor from Diaz. I believe the excuse being made is because he's going to miss a game if he's on a booking. He was a bit weak into the tackle. I think that's pathetic, to be honest with you. I mean, what was he going to do? Play the next few games without it? I mean, That's just really bad from Diaz, in my opinion. You play the game, and if you're on a booking, if the booking puts you out the next game, it does. But obviously, it's Brentford away. So, no offence, but when's a good time to get a booking? Just before the Arsenal game? I'm not too sure. So I don't expect Diaz will play on against Brentford, to be honest with you. If that's the philosophy we're working on. Anyway, he was very, very weak. Cancelo was sort of left 2-on-1 as Iheanacho did a sort of 1-2. He picked it up from Maddison, played it back to Maddison, who just slotted it home nice and easy. 4-1. All right, no panic. Yeah, 59 minutes old. There was a bit of a panic, wasn't there? Lookman this time for Leicester. Again, very poor from City. Iheanacho too easily found him through, I think it was Diaz and Laporte who were defending, but just a little ball through the middle of him. And Lookman just, again, side-footed it into the corner. You can't blame Edison. It's just another good goal. And 4-2, getting a bit rattled. Yeah, and we certainly got rattled in the 65th minute when Iheanacho put one in. Yeah, and Maddison, long-range effort. Perhaps Edison could have put it over the bar better, but obviously put it onto the bar. And of course, Iheanacho, Mr. Sniffer himself, was quickest to score from close range. He seemed to enjoy it as well. Obviously, this rule of not enjoying goals against your former teams didn't seem to count for Mr. Iheanacho, but hey, there you go. So that was 4-3. Yeah, thankfully, the next goal was City's way. It could have been all hell. It could have been a disaster, couldn't it? And it was the 69th minute, a great header from Laporte, of course. Amara's corner. We seem to be getting a few these days. And it found the core of the net and eased, of course, mine and most City fans' palpitations. Albrighton missed a great chance on the 79 minutes, to bring it back within a goal. It looked easier to score at the far post, but he put it wide. So, yeah, we're grateful for that. But then it was all finished off by Sterling, of course, in the 87th minute. Another carbon copy corner from Mahrez. And again, Laporte got to it. I think it was Laporte. Just looking back, I think it was him. Not a solid contact as before, though. And it just fell nicely for Sterling to make it 6-3. Yeah, the key stats. Shots 17 for City with 9 on target and 14 for Leicester with 8 on target. Yeah, so based on that, it was a close game. It didn't seem that close on the day, certainly not first half. But obviously at 4-3, it was a close game, but we sort of went up a gear, didn't we? We were in top gear for most of that first half, and then we sort of went down a couple of gears. So we had to go up again. We had to go up through the gears again, didn't we? Possession 72% for City. Pass completion 94% for City. That's quite amazing. I mean, that's probably mainly that first half when I thought we were superb for quite a long, certainly for the first quarter of the game, 20-25 minutes, of course. 86% for Leicester, which isn't bad. It isn't bad for them either. So let's go on to the ratings. Stuart Brennan's in charge of the evening news. My starting score is 7 again. I've been a bit kind with the defence today. I could have had a bit of a down on them for that second half performance because I certainly thought Laporte and Diaz, not so much Cancelo, and Zinchenko wasn't anywhere near it either. But so I've not gone too bad on them. But anyway, we'll get through. Let's see what we've got. Edison. Stuart said a super save at 2-0 from Maddison's free kick. It was. Had little chance with any of Fox's fight back goals. I don't think he did. Might have done better with the one onto the bar, but there you go. So Stuart's given me 7. I'll give him 7.5 because, as I said, as Stuart stated there, great save at 2-0 and also a great block at 5-3, if you remember, which is. And all the hubbub of what was happening. I think it was, I'm not sure if it was Maddison, but a great block to keep us, to stop it going to 5-4 at that stage as well. So, yeah, I'll give him a 7.5. Cancelo, great attacking stint in the first half. He's created Gundogan's goal. Collectively culpable second half. So he's given him a 7. I give him 7.5. I think he is culpable, yes. But he also, I remember one where he come rampaging across from the right to stop a break on the left. Obviously, I'm not sure what Zinchenko was doing. But, yeah, I thought he did pull us out of the man, at least on that occasion, and probably other times as well. So I'm going to give him a 7.5. Stuart give him a 7. Diaz cruising at half-time to Stuart, but he was isolated and exposed after the break before claiming a late assist. So to give him a 7, yeah, I'm just going to give him the bog standard 7. I could have gone to 6.5. But, he shouldn't be ducking out of tackles. But he's on a yellow. So perhaps that was on his mind, and Pep says it was. And I don't think that's right, to be honest with you. He should have done a lot better with that. But I will give him a 7, and Stuart's given him a 7. I'm not going to give anyone less than 7 today, but probably he could have been a 6 or 6.5 today. Laporte won the penalty score, but there you go. But he slipped smart the fight back better in the opposition box. He was, and that's been the case recently. Stuart's given him a 7. I give him an 8, though. I thought it was all right. You can't help slipping. It's just one of those things, all right? As a player, you can slip. I say he was culpable certainly for one of the goals. Him and Diaz were a bit slow, but I thought it was excellent going forward, and he scored a goal as well. So I'm going to give him 8, Laporte. Zinchenko. Those angle balls into the box, says Stuart, have become a potent City weapon, but he's no use when countered. He isn't. Again, I've given him a 7. I've been kind. Stuart's given him a 7. He looked pretty useless in defence. That late chance that they got at the far post that Albrighton missed, I have no idea who Zinchenko was, because he was there a few seconds before near Albrighton, and all of a sudden he disappeared. So I don't know. As I say, I'll get away with a 7 for me, but again, not great today. I thought certainly defensively anyway. Fernandinho, vintage Ferno and City were on top, says Stuart. Correct, but he looked his age in the second half as the Foxes rallied. Yeah, we got run ragged. We were just too quick. It's not as though they built up slowly, was it? It was just at pace, and that's what they did. So Stuart's given him a 7 for, I give him a 7. Yeah, I think he did go missing a little bit, but then I did notice him again in the second half of that second half, in the latter, towards the end. So I think for 80% of the game, I thought it was fine. So I'm not going to give him any less than a 7 for Fernandinho. Gundogan, the pulse of the team in the first half, yep, and snapped up another goal, says Stuart, but flagged after the break. Yeah, I think that's a tale of 2 halves, wasn't it, for City? Not a tale of 2 cities, which it was, but a tale of 2 halves as well. Stuart's given him a 7. I'm going to give him 7.5. I think a lack of fitness. And he wasn't the only player to look a bit ragged for 20 minutes in that second half, was he? So I will give him a 7.5 because I thought he played pretty well that first half and he got a goal. So there you go. KDB opened the scoring, said Stuart, a brilliant first half, but flagged after the break and was taken off. Yeah, so again, same sort of problem. Stuart's given him an 8. I'm going to give him a 7.5. I'll give him half a point extra. Great goal. He was involved in the first half, but we need a bit more leadership, I think, from him in the second half, perhaps at crucial times. I don't think we got that. I need someone like him to start to control the game, put his foot on it and control it as well. He didn't do that. So I'll give him a 7. So I'll still give him a 7.5, but obviously I just thought he could have done a little bit better. Riyad Mahrez, emphatic penalty, a constant source of danger against his old team. So Stuart's given him an 8. I'll give him an 8 as well. We can't blame him for defensive lapses. I thought he did very, very well. A well-taken penalty. 2 great corners in the second half as well. He doesn't always beat the first man on corners, but fantastic 2 great corners. So I'll give him an 8 as well. Bernardo Silva danced and dazzled, says Stuart, in the first half, but like the rest, dropped 2 levels after the break. So just give him an 8. Yeah, I'll give him a 7.5. Not great, but he wasn't that bad either. Pushed perhaps. I mean, he was great first half. Second half, he perhaps wasn't further. I like to see him sometimes. He's like the water carrier from defence, isn't he? But I think the Leicester were that quick. He didn't get a chance to get back and help out the defence. That's the problem. So he couldn't do much with the counter attack. So yeah, Stuart's given him an 8. I've given him a good 7.5. I thought it was okay. Raheem Sterling won a penalty, scored it, added another, and was City's most dangerous attacking player, says Stuart, throughout the game. I'm not going to argue with that. Stuart's given him a 9. I'll give him an 8.5. I thought it was another very good display. He lost it occasionally, but you've got to do that. You've got to run at players. And some of the, getting in behind, winning the penalty, scoring 2 goals, even though one's a penalty, you still have to score it. Yeah, he is back to some form. But I was surprised he took the second pen, but it was a good one. But hey, long may it last. Not a bad game for old Sterling. So, yeah, Stuart give him a 9. I give him my high score as well, 8.5. Phil Foden for De Bruyne on 71. Yeah, he raced around to no effect, said Stuart. And for me, it was just a body for a body. KDB had faded by then, and he was just a replacement body to put on the pitch. Man of the match, yeah, I'll have to give it Sterling. I'll have to give it Raheem Sterling, to be honest with you. I can't think anyone else particularly. So, yeah, he's going to be my man of the match. I think he's had 2 in the last 3 now. Overall now against Leicester, at our place, we've won in the league. We've played 52, won 33, drawn 10 and lost 9. So it's not bad, is it? scored 127 and let 66 in. Yeah, so Leicester going forward, defensively, I thought they weren't at it in that first half, and I think they had quite a strong defence out. I saw one Leicester fan saying, get past that if you can, City. That Man City, implying it was a great defence. So, yeah, I just thought Schmeichel wasn't his normal self today. His distribution is rubbish anyway. It always has been. I don't like his distribution, but he wasn't quite at it saving wise. But whether he had any chance, probably not. But I just didn't feel he was up for it today, to be honest. I don't think the defence was, certainly for that first half. I thought they were very, very poor, and they couldn't cope with City's press and movement, certainly for the first 25, 30 minutes of that game. But they did what they did. They stuck in there, I say, at 4-0. As I said, you only have to say to your players, just stay tight, guys, and let's get, we can hit them on the break and we get a goal back. Who knows what might happen? And that's probably exactly what Brendan Rodgers said. And we saw, on chances created, etc., they were almost at a level with City. So even though it was 6-3, I thought they played all right. And they are a top six side. They have struggled. They have struggled this season with injuries and COVID, etc., etc. But I can't, I can certainly see the second half of the season for them being far better than the first half of the season. So, yeah, I'm sure all right. Will they get up to fifth? I'm not too sure, but certainly a top six side. And they played some good stuff today. But as I said, I think the defence let them down in that first half. Some silly challenges and not quite at it, letting City players have far too much room, which we're glad about. But, I think they'll have a better second half to the season anyway. As far as us, some frailties were showing there, weren't they, guys? But, these things happen. We can have games. Leicester are a good team on the break, whether it gives other teams an idea of what to do against us. I'm not too sure that's the point. It's just one of those circumstances. Leicester have them sort of players to do that to us. Well taken goals by Leicester, all credit to them. They did worry us, but some of our football for that first half, absolutely scintillating. That first 10 or 15 minutes, we were just at it. Fortunately, we got a goal or two, which also helps, doesn't it? We've battered teams and not get any goals, but that was great to see, and we can carry that forward. And in the end, we had a 3-goal margin win, so we can't complain about that. I'm sure, as I say, I think Diaz will play better. Let's get this booking out of the way so he can start concentrating on playing football properly. That's the sad thing about it. But we perhaps have to do better. We've got tough games coming up, mainly at home, which obviously is where we were today. And we did struggle a little bit. But we didn't collapse, and all credit to the team. Even at 4-3, we still stayed calm, and no one really panicked. Leicester perhaps took the foot off the pedal just slightly for 3 or 4 minutes, and then unfortunately we managed to get a 2-goal margin against, so that was all right. But we're okay. I think we're all right. We've got Brentford away in 3 days. It'll be interesting to see what starting 11 Pep's going to play for that Brentford game. To be honest with you, I can see Diaz not starting that one because if he's going to get a booking, and then we'll miss the Arsenal game. I think Pep will prioritise the Arsenal game over Brentford. So certainly won't upset me if I see a Stones-Laporte centre-half partnership, that's for sure. And let's hope Rodri's injury isn't too bad. Of course, we'll know a little bit more about that. So please enjoy me. There's already a History Boys feature out there for the Brentford game. Brentford going back to a game in 1989. Yeah, we played Brentford a few times in the league, but that's an FA Cup game I'll look at. So please check that out if you can, the History Boys feature. Plus there will be an odd show and a Brentford preview show, of course, for Wednesday night. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think, your player ratings, who you thought your man of the match or stuff like that. Just drop us a line. Let me know what you thought today. Interesting game. I've watched the goals back. I've not had a chance to watch any sort of key moments apart from the goals, so I might have to do that when I get a chance. And fingers crossed, we'll get the old Rodri back. Ferner was all right today. Don't get me wrong, and I think even Rodri might have struggled, but I think we look a bit stronger with Rodri in that middle of the pitch now, don't we? As opposed to Ferner, which we probably wouldn't have said a couple of years ago, would we? But hey, there you go. Things change. Anyway, hopefully I'll see you later for the Brentford game. Let's have a look forward to that. Let's get another win. Let's keep piling on the pressure, and I'm sure the others will crack if we keep doing this week in, week out. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a very rest day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. To meet here again on the Cities In channel. I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, please. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.